You know that it's fun to go out, except I never leave my house. I'm either at work or home, and it seems kind of pathetic just drinking alone. So if you got nothing going on, have some drinks with Ron.
Hello, welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron. It has been a long and productive night, mainly in the podcast genre. On the platter, Donovan's greatest hits. He's Franch, the song that's going to close on the side one of this album. You may recognize Season of the Witch. Primo, French accent. Now looking out my window. So good. Highly recommend it. It's a classic song. You know what? This is my drink. This shouldn't be my drink. Look at that. Is that ounce and a half, 2 ounces? I don't know. I'm not going to count them, but what I'm going to do is top it off. Top it off in the spirit of good nature. Because, you see, if you're not a regular of the show, there's this thing called the Wrath of Todd Fine Bucket. On Drinks with Ron, I have a drink, and if I don't finish it during the episode, well, then I owe $1 into the Wrath of Todd Fine Bucket. And I don't want to owe $1. So having 1 ounce in there when I start is kind of a cheat code. Even though I've had multiple beers, way more than I had planned on, but yet here we are. So, like I said, that's a gesture on my part. I wasn't required to top that off. I did that. I did that for you, the viewing audience. And, I'm not going to play the Drink with Ron intro again. But, yeah, take a look here on the tap. The Outsiders Social Club. We got a sticker. The merch shop is open on Etsy. Outsiders Social Club merchandise. It's impossible to find. I've searched it. I've gone through Etsy 9 different ways. Can't find my own fucking store. When I type the actual full name into the search bar, it doesn't pop up. I'm sure to make lots of money with this. But let me digress. We've had a few sales. And not just me. I mean, this is a test run. I've also, I don't know where the rest of it. I think they're over in the beer cooler. But there's more. There's stickers. There's t-shirts. I'm actually, I've got one upstairs. I gave some out for Christmas gifts. But I don't know. I'm rambling. This is not a quality episode. Let me tell you what I did tonight. I didn't have a podcast. Started at 7 p.m. my time. Where are we? 11:30. So 4.5 hours ago, I started drinking heavily and podcasting with what I thought would be a 1 hour recording session. I don't know why I lied to myself and others. I know that no matter how much I say in the Discord and anywhere else that this will be a short 1 hour session, tight, never is. A 1 hour session turns to 4 to 5 to 6. There've been some marathon drinking sessions, and frankly, this podcast I may have a drinking problem now. But Letterkenny, if you don't know the show, great, it's a Canadian show. It's about a small town, 5,000 people. I relate to it very much as I'm in a small town, 4,000 people. Here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin and Canada, not that much different. A little bit different, not that much. Like I said, the people on the show on Letterkenny, they have hicks. We got those. They got hockey players. They're football here. They've got skids. Those are just druggies here. Different name, same group. So the show resonated with me. 12 seasons, 61 episodes, I believe. That's correct. I don't know. I've got them written down over here. I'm not going to look for it because I don't care. I don't care. I'm not doing the math. I'm doing paperwork. That's not what this is about. But what this is about is that Letterkenny ended. So I watched the full season last night, 6 episodes, much of a season. But yeah, I watched it, and 2 other people that I interact with on Twitter had also watched it in that same 48-hour window. So I said, hell, let's get us 3 together and let's talk about it. So that's what we did. So if you're interested in Letterkenny, the final season, and an overview of the whole show, well, then you go to the Half-Ass Podcast Network. You find the Outsiders Social Club, episode 105, season 1. Yeah, that's right, 105! And 105 episodes. That's not the full season. 106. Did 106 episodes of one show on a podcast network that has 4 shows. Did more like 120 episodes this year. So, productive. Again, productive as fuck. And I raise a glass. My podcast crew, they are fantastic. I love these people. And if you've watched Drinks with Ron a lot, you'll know, hey, number one, I'm not supposed to be drunk when I do the episode. I'm supposed to be sober, having a drink. Now I'm drunk. And I also don't say that I love people a lot. But my Outsiders Social Club crew, I fucking love those people. It's been an amazing year. There's been members of the crew go through some things that, let me just say I'm glad that we could all be there for each other. And it's a fun podcast. So if you like podcasts, I would like to say the word podcast 2 or 3 more times because podcast. So if you podcast, go anywhere that you can find a podcast, find the Half-Ass Podcast Network, and the Outsider Social Club is on that network. Network, I use air quotes because it's just one feed. I do everything because I'm a manic. I was told by this therapist and this doctor that they thought I was bipolar because of my ups and downs and my and I didn't want to be bipolar. So they suggested medication, but I found a way to fix it. I stopped going to the doctor and the therapist, and then nobody was telling me that I was bipolar. So I was like, I'm fixed. But that's not realistic. I did have to take that information to heart, and I had to factor it into my decision making. And what I decided is that, okay, maybe they're right. So what I need to do is use that to my advantage. So when I'm on these manic phases of what they've told me is bipolar behavior, I cash in on it. When I am ramped up and have all sorts of energy and excitement, I turn that into producing podcasts. And when I get down and I don't feel very good and I'm out of energy and I don't want to deal with people and the world sucks and I want to hide in my basement, I can edit the podcast footage that we built up in the times that I was in a great mood. So that's what we do. The Half-Ass Podcast Network, harnessing bipolar energy since 2021. And that's what we do here. We're looking forward to the next season. I'd love to have you on board. You don't have to listen. Just click subscribe. I'll take the clicks, man. I ain't picky about it. This is what we do. We sit here. I use the soundboard.
You know what that?
And I play sounds. What else I got on here? That's when somebody fucks something up. So this is when somebody does something good. Like Ron is about to finish his beer on the Drinks with Ron YouTube show. Oh, but here's the last song of side 1 of Donovan's Greatest Hits record, Season of the Witch, which I am sure to get a copyright flag for, as is my tendency. But yeah, we're getting down there. It's about time to wrap it up because I don't want to run long. It's the key. The key to this show, there's 3 things to Drinks with Ron. It's to be spontaneous, unscripted. We've accomplished that. Number 2 is also you're supposed to come in sober, have a drink, and loosen up. We didn't do that. We came in drunk. That's not. And thing 3 is, I don't remember what the third thing was, but there was a third one. There's spontaneous and sober and, well, I don't know. I guess it wasn't that important, right? Tomorrow's gonna be a good time. But let's finish my drink. So I do not owe $1 for the Wrath of the Todd Fine Bucket. Let's turn off the light here at the Triumvirate of Taft, here at Third Generation Brewing, and where I was drinking the Mango Rhubarb, a new recipe here at Third Generation Brewing. But let me digress and shut this down. Thanks for coming on the ride for Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, signing off.